Hey, fourth grade. Today we're on lesson 86 talking about multiplying fractions. And I really like to multiply fractions. I think it's easier than adding fractions, and I'll tell you why in just a little bit. But first, let's take a look at this drawing I have of my half circle here. And the question is, what is 1/2 of 1/2? And I can solve that using paper pencil method. First of all, anytime I'm in a math world, of always means multiply. So this is kind of like saying 1/2 times 1/2. And I can visualize that. So let's say I have half a cookie, right? And you are given half a cookie and you want to share some because sharing is nice. And so you want to split it in half. And so you split your half in half. What is that left with? Well, let's say if I were to add in the rest of my cookie here and pretend that looks like a good circle, each of these pieces that I created, well, that's 1/4. So we could say 1/2 of 1/2 is 1/4. And that's how I can visualize it. Now, I can also do that. There's a faster way, and I think you'll probably like this method better. When I multiply my numerators together. 1 times 1 equals 1. And then I'm going to multiply my denominators together. So 2 times 2 equals 4. And that's it. When I multiply fractions, I multiply numerators together and I multiply denominators together. And that's it. Now, we do have to keep in mind this is different than adding and subtracting fractions. Like we said in class, you have to have common denominators before you can add or subtract fractions. Okay? Look at this example down here. When I do that, remember my denominator stays the same. So I'm not going to add it together, but I will add my numerators. So this is 5/5. When I multiply fractions, I do not need common denominators. And even though this example does have common denominators, the answer is 2 times 3 is 6, 7 times 7 is 49. Okay, so that is a pretty big difference between 5/7 and 6/49 for an answer. So make sure you're looking at the sign carefully. All right, one last example. 2/3 times 4/5. I don't need common denominators. I'm just going to multiply these together. Okay, so 3 times 5 is 15. 2 times 4 is 8. And that's your answer.